Cantor Emma, I first met you before really you even started your studies at Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute of Religion. I was the director of the Year in Israel program, and you were an incoming cantorial student. And we sent out a questionnaire. Now you're wondering what you put on that questionnaire. We sent out a questionnaire before the summer began so we could learn more about your interests and experiences. We asked all sorts of questions, including if you were coming with a significant other, if you hoped to find a significant other perhaps, what your dietary restrictions might be, if you kept strictly kosher or if you just ate anything that moved, all sorts of questions like that. I'm not going to share any of those responses, but I did learn a few things. One is that you had spent a lot of time in Israel before coming and that Israel was very important to you, that you were fluent in French in addition to your background in Hebrew. I learned that your Hebrew name was Elka Devora and that you studied at UC Davis and that the Torah portion from your bat mitzvah, which I confirmed today, I just wanted to make sure I had it right in that document, was Parashat Yitro. You were a student in my introduction to Jewish liturgy class where we studied the structure and meaning of Jewish prayer. And there I had the chance to see your intellectual gifts firsthand. You were an excellent, thoughtful, diligent, and reflective student, always prepared. Our classes were pass-fail in Jerusalem, and I graded on a strict system of check, check plus, and check minus. And you were consistently check plus, and you still are. If there was a check double plus or check triple plus, you would have gotten that. Now, in the same classroom, by the way, there was a young, handsome rabbinical student named Adam Lutz, who was also hardworking and gifted intellectually, and I will not say anything about the check system, because it's not your night. But in addition to your gifts in the classroom, I witnessed your development as a worship leader. And Jacqueline and our daughters also got the chance to spend time with you, both in our home in Jerusalem and especially fun for my girls on the class field trip to the Negev. My girls fell in love with you then, and your connection has only deepened over the years. It has been a great joy for me professionally and personally to witness the way that you have connected with and transformed our community here at Stephen Weiss Temple since you joined us 6 years ago. Emma, we as a congregation could not be prouder of the cantor and leader that you have become. And I know I speak for everybody in this room and for everybody who is joining us online when I express how excited we are about your leadership, about where you will take us as you become our senior cantor. And personally, I couldn't feel prouder or luckier to be one of your teachers, one of your colleagues, and often one of your students. I want to connect this moment to something from the Torah portion you chanted at your bat mitzvah, which I think is particularly relevant to your new role as our senior cantor. In chapter 19 of Exodus, just before we read about Moses receiving the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai, God calls to Moses according to our Torah and says the following: "Thus shall you say to the house of Jacob and declare to the children of Israel, you have seen what I did to the Egyptians, how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to me. Now then, if you will obey me faithfully and keep my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession among all the peoples. Indeed, all the earth is mine, but you shall be to me a mamlechet kohanim v'goy kadosh, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." There are 3 lessons for this moment in those verses that you chanted all those years ago. Lesson number 1. As you lead us as our senior cantor, remember always everything God has done for you so that you can be worthy of this moment, of how God, as it were, bore you on eagle's wings, the gift of your spirit, the gift of your voice, your intellect, your neshama, your soul. These are all part of God's divinity on loan to you for a purpose. And lesson number 2, we are in a covenantal relationship with God. To be worthy of the mantle of leadership, to be truly the descendants of Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, we must be faithful to the highest values of our tradition. Only then can we become a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And lesson number 3, and this one in some ways is not really for you, it's for the congregation that you are sitting in the midst of now. The covenant is between God and our leadership and the community. And just as we are counting on you, Cantor Emma, to lead us with creativity, passion, energy, and wisdom, we, your Kehillah Kadoshah, your sacred community, must be open to the possibilities of your leadership, to new melodies, new modalities, new approaches, even as we lovingly hold on to a rich musical heritage, stretching back thousands of years for our people, and more specifically right here at Stephen Wise Temple, stretching back more than 5 decades. We, your community, have to trust you to help us navigate the future, knowing what to hold on to and what to let go of from the past. Our dear Cantor Emma Golden Lutz, may you always experience the truth of that verse from Psalm 56, Ze Yadati Ki Elohim Li. May you always be aware of God's presence in your life. And may your leadership help us to become ever more aware of the holiness that surrounds us, its possibilities, and the sacred responsibilities that accompany it. And may you, Adam, and Ruby, and your entire family know the blessings of health, vigor, and strength, along with the gifts of a loving, supportive community that embraces your leadership so that you might guide us and inspire us as our Cantor for many, many, many years to come. Can I have an amen, please? Thank you.